fine, man.
Listen, I'm a woman, okay? Dudes just come on the podcast and they fucking roll up and they're just like, let's go. And women, I've had women on the podcast.
Oh man,
and they're
look
like,
at me.
they're like, is my makeup okay? Like, is the lighting okay? Can you see my wrinkles? Like, you don't understand what it's like for a woman in podcasting. I have to make sure my cleavage is good, but like my nipples aren't falling out. And I have to make sure.
Your nipples are that big?
Well, they're actually pretty small, but
because you got them quarter dime joints.
Because they're small, I have to wear like small bras to push them up to make them look bigger. So I can have a Janet Jackson moment anytime now.
I wouldn't Justin Timberlake you.
Wait, actually, I just laughed and I don't even know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Pranzata Podcast. This is episode number 82 on this podcast. I can't fucking believe, like, how I said this the last podcast, but I actually really can't believe how close it's getting to 100. I'm going to have to do something crazy for 100. This is the third time return of Ricky Ramesses. This is the first time in the Pranzata Podcast history that I've had a guest on 3 times. I've had double guests, and I tried to book a third guest, but they ended up canceling and, like, fell off the map. But he is one of the beloveds on here. He has been requested to come back. Everybody loves him. They think he's hilarious. Just in case you are new to this channel and you have not seen that episode, he is a stand-up comedian from the New Jersey, New York City area. He is naturally funny. We've done roast battles against each other. He loves Will Smith. He's a huge fan of Will Smith. We've had a long talk about that. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit like. It is my mission this year to really grow this channel. So if you could hit subscribe, that would really help me out to get, to reach my goals there. Okay. So got a lot of questions for him. With him, we don't really need questions because I'll ask him one question and that'll like spark a tangent for like 1 hour, and I have to like rein him in, like, yo, slow down. We didn't even get to the second question yet. But
wait, tell me. Because as I'm observing, what the fuck is going on
in this basement?
All right, now do you just live with a bunch of artists in this motherfucker?
Kind of, yes, for the most part. So my boyfriend and I live here together. We're both in a band together. He's a drummer, and we have.
Is he the one that be in like the split screen videos with you?
Yes, yeah. So that's his drum kit over there.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, so he's a
y'all motherfuckers be this some weird. Y'all be swinging in this motherfucker. Nah, man. When it's a bunch of artists, y'all motherfuckers will sit around on a Saturday night and pop a Molly. And this what happened on this couch?
Actually, this couch. This is my roommate's couch. I actually have. I'm sure some shit's happened because apparently they.
Which roommate? Is it a female?
A male. So
it's a male. God damn it.
Apparently, before I lived here, they used to have jams here, like with the public. So I'm sure there's been some dicks. There's been dick suck. There's been
sitting
jizz.
on some jizz.
There's never been. Let's just put it this way. I've never had sex on this couch. I probably masturbated on it one time or two.
You don't remember, right? Get the fuck out of here.
You don't masturbate. You don't masturbate on your couch.
Huh?
You don't masturbate on the couch.
I masturbate anywhere where I masturbate in public bathrooms. I don't give a fuck.
I just realized this the other day.
What the fuck?
As a woman, like, you can masturbate. You can get away with masturbating in secrecy a lot more easily than a man can, because like I don't have a giant like cock. Like I can just kind of like keep my hands in my pants in the blanket, and you can't even notice anything.
Nah, but
I don't finger myself. I just rub the clit. So
the difference with that is because the reason why you can't masturbate in secrecy is because...
I can masturbate in secrecy.
I'm countering
You're challenging me.
Because when y'all come, y'all can't hide that. Like, y'all could hide the process. You could hide, you could sit.
You mean
there
the actual liquids or
no, I'm talking about you can't hide the bodily. Y'all motherfuckers go crazy when you nut. Or maybe that's just when you nut from dick. I don't know. Like, if you come by yourself, it's that's it? Nah, hell
I can control it. Like if there was somebody in the other room like cooking, some pasta, and I was in
time out. So pasta get you like that?
No, I don't mean. That's not what I mean. I mean like if I wanna rub one out on the couch while one of my roommates is home, in the other room cooking pasta, I'm not coming to the pasta. I'm just saying.
But you have to understand, I'm not judging you if you are.
No, I don't.
You should. You should try it.
Dude, I gotta be honest. First of all, let me side note about this. The last 2 episodes of my podcast were about like depression and suicide, and we need to clean it up around here. Like we
ain't doing that, baby.
We ain't doing that.
I don't know nothing about depression or suicide. Well, I know about
depression.
Them,
don't lie. I don't know if you've ever had suicidal thoughts. Like I can't say, but I don't think there has been a human being walking this earth that hasn't had some sort of like mental health struggle.
What's depression? What is your definition of it, or what is the technical definition? And then I guess we can.
Okay, so this is actually the first time in my life I've had depression. I've struggled with
right now in the present.
Not in the present. I'm over it. Not over it now, but I'm like recovering. Right. I went on antidepressants, which is what really helped a lot. But there's been a lot of times in my life where I've had serious anxiety issues and like that type of stuff and eating disorders and whatnot. But this is the first time I've ever experienced depression. Depression is when you feel so hopeless, like you don't have any. You're in such a negative headspace and you really can't find the purpose in life anymore. So you can't get out of bed. Like, I mean, like you literally can't get out of bed. You can't find the will to eat. You basically want to be dead, but you don't kill yourself because you have, responsibilities. Like I wouldn't kill myself because I have cats that need me. You know what I mean? I have a family that needs me. So I'm not going to kill myself. But during depression, you feel like, wow, like why I should kill. Like you actually have suicidal thoughts and stuff.
Realistically, I've been discouraged at times, but
never to that point.
If depressed is what you just said it was, I never felt that.
You can have that for a day and it's not depression. Like you can be like, man, I'm having a bad day, I want to lay in bed. But if you can get up the next day and be like, all right, I'm good today, I got it out of my system, I wouldn't consider that depression. That's just like a depressed mood, but it's not.
There's definitely been times in my life where I'm just like, what is it all for? All that other shit. But
like, what's the meaning of life? What's the purpose? Yeah. So depression is when you get into that headspace, because I think everybody gets into that headspace every now and then. But like true depression is when you get into that mindset and you can't come out of it. And it could be anywhere from like, I think I don't like somebody look up the textbook. I don't have a assistant like Joe Rogan does to look up definitions for me, but I feel like there's an actual textbook definition for it's got to be for a certain amount of time that it's considered a depression. Might be like 2 weeks or a month.
So does it have to be to that extent, or can it just be feeling down in the dumps for a certain amount of time? Does it have to be to the extreme of fuck life, or can it just be like you sad for 2 months? Because there was a time.
I'm not a doctor, so I can't really say, but I feel like it has to, from my understanding of it, because I was diagnosed with it from a professional, it has to be severe enough that it's interfering with your daily functioning in order to be considered depression. So like you can actually be a high functioning depressed person. You can be someone who gets up and goes to work still, but like I think for it to truly be depression, you would have to be like somebody like even if you were going to work, when you come home you're not cooking yourself a meal.
See,
like you're not even eating.
I might have fucked with that.
Okay.
Because there was a time, not too long ago actually, where I it was a good like, I want to say month and some change or 2 months or something that like I was feeling like. But you know what's fucked up? It's so minuscule. Now that I like, because 2020 is hindsight. Yeah. And really, and this is gonna be.
Was it because of the pandemic and you couldn't do comedy? Was that what it was? No,
I'm talking about. This was like motherfucking January.
Okay, yeah.
But no, it was. Why I say it was minuscule, because like 2020 is hindsight, and you get to look back on shit and be like, I was tripping off that. The bitches in my life was acting a motherfucking fool. And I was thinking it was me.
Okay.
And so, because I'm not sure, I don't want to put the labels on myself and shit like a goddamn, what is that shit called? Like an empath or some shit where you feel other people's negative, like when somebody's going through something, you kind of,
that's an empath.
Bring it into yourself.
That's what an empath is.
It wasn't that, but it was just like, yo, when I genuinely care about you and you going through shit, and then you acting out because you going through shit, that fucks with me.
Yeah.
So, there was a time where I had like 3-4 of these motherfuckers doing that shit at the same time. And it really, I was just like, yo, man, what the fuck? But then one of them did some real goofy shit that made me be like, oh no, you the goofball, not me.
Yeah.
And then I kind of came to the realization that, that's y'all thing and that's not I can help as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for every
Yeah.
fucking conversation you want to have and shit like that. But like when it comes down to it, I can't internalize somebody else's shit. So I think I was going down that road of like internalizing shit. You know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
that's the closest I ever got to.
No, I get that way myself. Like over the years I've had to kind of
bitches
like
in your life?
no, not bitches. Like I don't think I've ever. There was
You lying? You live in a house full of artists, man. Y'all be in here eating pussies and sucking ass.
No,
I know it.
there.
I want to come to a party.
We actually don't have parties.
You want to know
here
what's
anymore.
funny? You want to know what's funny?
I want to have a
said-
comedy party here, though.
You said
What?
the last 2 episodes was about depression,
yeah.
and we're not gonna get into that. And
We
then
just
we
did.
just got into it.
Well, I have a bunch of questions here that are not about depression, but what did you ask me before that? This is what I mean about I have to keep him on like a track
Yeah, I'm
because
sorry.
he gets sidetracked. You asked me a question.
I asked you if oh shit,
Bitches.
Yeah,
Do I
you
have
got a lot of bitches.
I was gonna say I was actually gonna comment that I don't think there's because we talked on the last episode that you're someone who you're not necessarily a monogamous person. You got 5 bitches orbiting you at one time, basically.
I'm the sun.
You're polyamorous.
And y'all are planets, baby.
You're poly or whatever. I don't know, whatever it's
No,
called.
I didn't say that.
I don't think I've ever in my life had a situation like that, but I did one time have a situation where I wanted to choose a boyfriend and I was dating 3 guys at the same time. But the end goal was I was going to pick one to be my boyfriend, but I was hooking up. I think I was sleeping with all of them. And it was
You gotta stop that fake shit.
It was
let it go. Let it
and
all
I think
hang down.
like men like a challenge and they like a chase. So I think they all kind of felt that I was not committed yet. So there was like situations where I had like one coming over at 12 o'clock to like bring flowers, and then like another one would come off like 8 o'clock to like bring dinner. And I'm like, they're gonna cross paths soon. I need to pick one.
Here's where I want to know if you really cold. Did they know about each other?
No. But
I had so much faith in you. I swear to God.
But but here's the thing. This was first of all, I was like 24. I'm 30.
You ain't
I'm
gotta
gonna be 30.
qualify it. You ain't
I'm
gotta
gonna be
qualify it.
35 in like 2 or 3 weeks.
But it's okay to be a player at some point.
I wasn't a player. I wasn't a player. I was dating and I couldn't pick one.
Yeah.
And then, but let me tell you this: once I picked one and I made it official, I did not sleep with the other ones. I did not. But
you got everything.
But
you
I
needed
definitely
already.
picked the wrong one. I definitely picked
shit.
the wrong one.
I didn't know that was going there.
I picked the hottest. I picked the hottest one who had the worst personality. And in hindsight, I should have picked the short one.
No, you shouldn't. I will never condone. How short was he? Like your height?
He might have been like 1 inch shorter than me,
Shorter than
but he
you?
would have never smashed my phone.
Yeah, see, them motherfuckers got Napoleon complexes. and if a woman that he is dating is taller than him, it'd have came out sooner or later.
Yeah.
You would have been like, sit down. And he'd have been like, bitch, who are you talking to?
See, I always thought that if a guy was less attractive than the woman, that he would be super grateful to even be with her and that he'd treat her
Nope.
like, you don't think so?
Nope.
Have
And
you
I'ma
ever
tell
dated
why.
a girl that's hotter than you?
Fuck no. I'm the nigga. But no. All right.
What did you say?
I'm the man. I'm the dime piece, baby. You got to be happy.
So
But here's the thing, right? That
Is that-
sounded arrogant. But to really answer your question, right? I think that there has been no. I think that I've dated women that are on the same level.
Okay.
But I don't think that I've ever been in a relationship where, like, if me and her are walking down the street, people don't understand why she's with me. Like, I've never.
They're like, why did she go?
Yeah,
why
like
did she pick him?
I've never had that, but I have seen where we walking down the street, motherfuckers like, wow, y'all fucking look good together. Y'all are, you know.
Oh, you guys
and
are a
then
cute couple
But
type
then
of thing,
then I got an X or two where motherfuckers are like, well, why you with her?
We talked about this.
So, like, I don't know about like the whole grateful thing, because the same thing you said, I feel that on the reverse, just double time. And the reason why is because women to me, this is my opinion, on the grand scheme of things, just ratio wise, women are more beautiful than men, period. So if I'm a dude and I got a beautiful woman, it's like, yeah, I'm supposed to. Like, it's not like, why do I got to be grateful? But it's like, what I'm going to do? Like, it's beautiful women out here. Like, yeah. But for a woman, to me, it seems more rare for her to be with a guy that looks better, because it's hard to compare that type of shit anyway, but like when motherfuckers are like, asking yo dude, like, damn, what the fuck you you could do better than her.
I did. So one time, I wouldn't say this guy was hotter than me. Like, I don't think his face was like or anything like that. But he was so.
Me neither, by the way. I've never seen this nigga, but I don't think he's hotter than you.
But he had so much muscle. He was jacked, and men all the time would come up to him and not me. Men all the time would like hit on him and be not like hit on him, but like nerd over him. They'd be like, bro, how'd you get those muscles? I'm like, when we're out, no one looks at me. They're looking at the men look at your muscles.
Well, no, that's well. See, that's a thing of.
And I don't think he's hotter than me. I think he was just like he stood out because he had huge muscles.
No, that's just dude shit.
Yeah.
Like one. Right, if I see you out with, let's say I see you out with your boyfriend, right, and this motherfucker's, jacked or whatever, right? Realistically, if I have to choose, and I don't know either one of y'all, but for some reason there's some inclining to come and talk to the couple, I'm gonna choose to talk to him first if I got some sense of respect about me anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because like. What I look like if you out with your boyfriend and I come hot, damn bitch, what you like? You be like, yo, what the fuck? That could lead to a fight. But
it doesn't have to be verbal. It could just a look or two. You've never looked at an attractive woman while she was with another guy. Just gave a little glance,
a little. Yeah, you want a story?
Go for it.
Okay, all right. So, long time ago, long.
Back in the womb.
I think it was like 2016 or 17.
Yeah. It's a long time ago now.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Yeah. I used to talk to this girl, and me and this girl, she was actually, according to her, she was the first bitch I got pregnant in my life. But that's neither here nor there. Miscarriage, thank God. But so, we were fucking with each other, and then because she was her baby dad at the time was locked up. Right. Mm-hmm. So she was telling me that she was single. Like, nah, we broke up. I'm not fucking with him no more. Yeah. But I guess she was telling him that she was waiting for him and shit like that. So she was lying to both of us. Yeah. And so then when he got out, they had came to one of the local spots, what I'm saying, where I met her at actually. Yeah. So they're there and I'm there with my cousin, right? Yeah. So I go to my cousin. We see each other. Me and her see each other and shit like that, but I don't say nothing because once again, she's with her dude. I don't know him, but it's like, it ain't my fault or our fault that she was lying to both of us, so I'm not here to embarrass you. Yeah. But then I started drinking, and then and so I told my cousin, I'm like, yo, man, go over to so and so. Damn, I almost really said her name. Go over to so and so and tell her to come by the bathroom, man. And he was like, what? I was like, yo, I just want to see if she'll come. Right? So he went. I don't even know how he did it to this day. Like, I don't know how he went over to her while she was with her boyfriend and said, yo, go by the bath. Like, I don't even know how that went down. Yeah. But I lie to you not. I went and I stood by the bathroom, and like 27 seconds later, that bitch came walking around the corner, and I was like, oh shit. That's crazy. Yeah. Because it's like, yo, like, wow. And she was like, look, man, I know I'm here with my boyfriend, but he told me to come over here, and I knew I was coming. I was like, oh shit.
So she actually came out and she knew.
No. He told her to come by the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Like, he went over there and somehow said, yo, Rick said come over by the bathroom. He want to talk to you. Yeah. And no lie, 30 seconds later, she was over by the bathroom. And I was like, yo, I honestly just wanted to see if you would come over here. Holy shit. But like, that's the closest I got to that. But like, that's somebody I had history with. But yeah, like, when you go out, of course, if you see a good looking fucking couple or whatever, of course, as a man, as a heterosexual man, naturally I'm gonna look at the female first. I can assure you that I'm gonna look at the chick and be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But
you're not gonna take it to a disrespectful level.
Nah, hell no. Not unless it's a guy who like I genuinely don't like.
You've got beef with.
Yeah, if I do not like him, or you know what I'm saying, like some shit like that, then it's I don't give a fuck about what y'all think y'all got going on.
Okay, so I do want to get to some of these questions.
Hell yeah. Before we've been going on a tangent
for
20
it's good.
minutes.
That's what I mean. Like, we don't even need questions. But I do want to talk about them because I have a lot of my listeners that tell me, like, hey, I actually like that you do questions because then we're not just listening to a bunch of people ramble about nothing. Like, I'm putting out content. They want to get something out of it. Like, they want advice. Like, they want something. You know what I mean? But before we get into the content, I do want to talk about, into the questions, I do want to talk about that the last time we saw each other was when we roasted each other. And I want to roast you a little bit right now and talk about...
boo. I'm a boo
I want to
now.
talk a little bit, and all the comedians in New Jersey know this. Ricky Ramesses is one of the funniest comedians in New Jersey right now. He's probably the worst roaster, though. And you actually told me this in advance.
Yeah.
Like, you told, like, because I asked you, do you like roasting? You're like, honestly, no, I don't think I'm that good at it. And I was like, I was trying to encourage you. I was like, no, come on, like, you can do it. I'm like, no, you actually suck. Like,
I have a theory with that.
What's your theory?
Keep going.
I'll tell you my theory and tell me if that lines up with it.
Right.
I think you're one of those people that are so you're naturally funny and you're spontaneously funny. And I think that, doing roasting requires kind of like a formula almost, and you're not someone who really likes to stick to like a joke writing type of formula. That's just not your comedic style. You kind of like to just like go on tangents and like, you know, talk about funny shit. You're not somebody who wants to like sit there and nerd out on like a formula. That's not your thing. You know?
That's kind of it.
Okay.
Right? But here's what I noticed, right? Because I did 3 battles. I did 3 roast battles. The first 2 was with Josh Tinley. Shout out to Josh. And then the last one I did was with you. Now, the first one that me and Josh did was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I didn't write for it, like kind of like along the lines of what you just said. I didn't write for it. I didn't understand what a roast battle was. They just said, yo, you go up there, it's 5 rounds, say something funny about the motherfucker standing next to you.
You just went and showed up.
All right, cool. And so the first battle was phenomenal. And then the second battle was shit. And I'm going to tell you why that second battle was shit was because in the first battle, me and him had a clashing dynamic. I was just roasting how feminine I felt like he was. And he was roasting how corny I was, like on like the, you know, the player shit or something like that. So we had a common clash of styles where it wasn't redundant.
Yeah.
The second battle, I think that he kind of was thrown off from the first battle, even though he won the first battle. But he was thrown off from the first battle because of how I was going with the, you know, it was a roast battle, so I was just talking about, this motherfucker gay and all types of shit like that. So he came in the second battle with the gay jokes, and I'm sticking to, now the second battle I wrote for.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. If this is a real thing, like if this is a real part of the comedy art, I want to figure out how to do this shit.
Yeah.
So fuck it. Let me write to it. Let me sit down, focus and shit. And I feel like I wrote good jokes, but because of the redundancy of it got into a who's gay or you gay, nah you gay, but like and after that it's like nah.
It was
you know
kind of
what I'm saying?
authentic at first, and then you guys it was like, oh, this worked, let me go.
I
with
feel like,
it.
and I even asked him after, I'm like, bro, why did you go in that lane? Why you ain't just stick? Because I thought we were just sticking with, like, I thought the first battle was a warm up.
Yeah.
Because we were headlining at the Lemongrass, a roast battle. So I'm like, all right, the first battle's a warm up. Let me go into this motherfucker and do how it's really supposed to be done. So I'm like, bro, why didn't you just stick with what we had? Like the lane you were in, it would I don't give a fuck who win that type of shit. It would have been a great battle. That's all I give a fuck about. I just want to put on a great show. Yeah. And he was like, yo, I just couldn't think of nothing else. And I'm like, man, you lying, man.
He didn't write? Like,
he did write, but he wrote in a line with how I was coming. Like, gotcha. I think he was trying to beat me to the gay punch.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just like,
I'm like, bro, like, nah, like, it was just, you know, and so that was a L. We both took a L. He won that one too, but it was a bad performance. Now, your battle, I genuinely, here's why I knew I lost the motherfucking battle, right? I feel like when we were going back and forth, it was cool. I honestly don't feel like either one of us had real phenomenal shit to say about each other on the roasting shit, because it's just hard for me to. And then there was something that you came up to me after and was like, yo, why you ain't mention this? And I'm just like,
by the way, everybody, I just want to say all of his jokes were about how I'm a butterface, how I have a hot body and an ugly face. Yeah. And I just want, I just want to say.
Because what else do you say about, like, here's the thing, right? I feel like what your jokes were, something about I tried to send you a dick pic, and then there was like, the Will Smith comparison, and then so we were both going for the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
But not that you actually are a butterface, but it's just like, bro, what the fuck do I say about one? I don't know.
Listen, I just want to say about the butterface comment. It did not hurt my feelings for a couple reasons. I just want to say this. For one, I do believe there's a little bit of truth behind every single joke. I don't think I'm ugly, but I am broke. And
what the fuck?
These bitches you see out here today with the beautiful faces, they are paying for those faces. So they have them
faces ain't beautiful. Them bitches that pay for them faces.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like there's
on some woman shit, they beautiful. See, women,
so there to a degree, there is truth behind those jokes that I'm a butterface because I have enough money to join the gym and work on my body, and I don't have enough money to dye my hair colors, to get fake eyelashes, to get Botox. I actually want Botox, but I don't have the money for it. So it's like, I'm not insulted by those jokes because it's like, yeah, of course I'm a butterface. I don't have money to like have a fake face. Like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but here's why I know you're fronting, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like you would have to know that those butterface jokes were literally just me being like, how can I insult this motherfucker?
Yeah.
There's not like here's the thing, right? With Josh, that's just how guys play.
Yeah, it's hard. Is it hard to insult a woman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time me and Josh fucking see each other, there's at least 2 or 3 shot from both of us.
Mm-hmm.
When it's you, it's never that. There's never and you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, yo, how the fuck do I? And then you kind of gotta tread lightly because of where we're at in society. I'm not finna say certain shit like in the 90s. In the 90s it'd have been like, man, fuck it, man, let's see how it go. But
I think at a roast battle, it's expected.
Nah, because I'm gonna tell you why. Right? It's even still like our battle was where I realized, oh shit, it's so much more in this shit than just the jokes. Mm-hmm. Because, like you said, all my shit about you was the butterface shit, right? One of the first judge, he said, "Hey man, look, you might be used to a certain type of woman or some shit like that, and so she might be ugly to you, but to us, she's hot." And the room erupted, and I said in my head, I fucking lost. Because, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like, it's not even like y'all taking into consideration the actual jokes. Y'all are just worried about me calling this hot bitch, not bitch, of course, but like me calling this hot girl ugly, and y'all like, nah, I don't agree with that. Yeah. So that's what I'm like,
you have to speak you have to, in order to have some.
But here's the thing, we were in a room that was 80% guys. Mm-hmm. And a couple of your jokes was dick dissing jokes, and I'm like, man, but
I didn't give you dick dissing jokes.
You said
I said that
my
you tried
dick was like Will Smith. It was tall, light skinned, and didn't hit hard or some shit like that.
That's not bad. You have to admit. I think that's not too bad.
It is. If I got a big dick and I don't know what to do with it, that's bad.
And the only reason
she disclaimed the fucking butterface shit, I know what to do with my tall light skin dick.
The only reason
actually dark skin.
The only reason I made that joke is because I wanted to make fun of your love for Will Smith, and you did tell me on one of our podcasts that you have a tall skinny dick. You told me that. You actually, that was information you willingly gave out to the public.
That's open. That's like public information.
You're like, I don't have a thick dick. I have a tall, skinny dick. I was like, I'm going to use that, and then I'm gonna make fun of Will Smith. It
was cool. It was cool. But I just like you say, like I'll gracefully bow out. I think you thought that I didn't actually prepare. Like I actually wrote.
No, actually, in hindsight, now that we're talking about it, I give you more credit. I think it was because you just didn't tell. Because you told jokes that weren't even truthful, because besides the butterface thing, you said something like I had a big forehead, and I'm like, all right, I could kind of agree with the butterface thing, because like I said, I don't have the money to buy the face that.
You don't think you got a big forehead?
I really don't, and everybody in the audience was like, yeah, you really don't have a big forehead. Like, I actually think I have a small forehead.
Here's what's funny, right?
I'm actually insecure about my small forehead.
Nah, but here's what's funny, right? About that whole roast battle thing, right? I've been to, aside from the ones, all right, I've been to all of the ones I've been in, which means I've actually been to 3, and then there was one that I went to just watch, right?
Yeah.
There's always false jokes everybody just comes up with a way to.
I don't believe that. I think
you even had one where you was like, "Yo, I sent you a dick pic or some shit," and I was like,
"But I think every joke is an exaggeration of the truth." So you didn't send me a dick pic, but you get a little flirty. You know, not these days. Like I have a man, but back in the day, you do get a little flirty in the DMs.
Flirty and dick pic is.
But that's what I mean. Joke. You said there's all jokes are fake. They're major exaggerations of some sort of truth.
I done heard pedophile jokes about now. I don't think people will exaggerate that shit, but I done been to these roast battles and I done heard jokes about motherfuckers being pedophiles. I done heard jokes about motherfuckers being different types of fucking racists.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Like people just. It's just
you're right. I'm wrong. There definitely are some fake jokes.
Yeah.
But when I write my jokes, I genuinely try to take like little truths and exaggerate them to something ridiculous. Like that's what I try to do.
I ain't mad at it. I went into that shit knowing, just because of how like I'm a motherfucker that goes off history. I don't give a fuck how much
No, but wait. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but actually, I'm going to take my statement back. Even those people that they say they're pedophiles, no, the person's not a pedophile. But the exaggeration is like they kind of look like they could be. Like that's the joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but definitively saying someone's a pedophile as opposed to saying, yo, they look like it, or they give off pedophile vibes.
That's what I mean. Like if you kind of like say like.
But I've heard people definitively say.
No, that's different.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like that joke would get a reaction, and people have won off that type of shit. I thought that now maybe this conversation let me know I just can't fuck with roast battles because I thought that it was just coming up with the funniest way to humiliate the motherfucker across from you. That's what I thought it is,
but you know what I'm saying? It is.
Fake or real or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You do.
You even asked me about some real shit, and I was like, yo, I'm not finna say that because you never made that public. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
And and how do I know how you gonna take that when you know what I mean? Like it's all in my mind.
I would say if you ever do it again, you literally just DM the person and say, hey, is there anything like that I can't talk about? And if they don't say anything, then anything's game. I think. But
didn't we do that? Did we do that?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Okay, so let's move on.
I really won that roast battle, man. She just
you did
took it because we was in a room full of guys and they're heterosexual, some of them.
I don't think so.
She looked better than I did. Whatever.
No, you looked good. We both looked good. Yeah.
But I beat your ass.
Okay. So I do want to give something, like I said before, some content to the listeners who look up to you. And I also
that's some pressure.
No, seriously, like, because there's a lot of comedians in New Jersey that look up to your stage presence and your joke writing, or not writing necessarily because we talked about it, but the way you present yourself. A lot of young comics in New Jersey look up to you. I've heard a lot of people compliment you, and I want something for the listeners who are not comedians also, that they can like carry these confidence tips to their work and everything like that. Whatever they do, they don't have to be comedians. Okay, so my first question for you is, I've noticed lately you've been coming up a lot. You've been improving a lot. Like, you've been getting better shows. I saw you did a theater, like New Brunswick Theater. I saw your Instagram following going up. Like, I can see you progressing in life, and I really like that. That makes me very happy to see my friends. Like, I haven't seen you in like, what, a year or 6 months to a year at this point? Battle? That was like a year ago, I feel like, at this point, or at least 8 months ago. It was a long time ago.
It was definitely 2022.
And I feel like you're coming up. So my question for you is, for other people out there, and again, it could be comedy, but it could be any career, like whatever. So, what do you think helped you get better since the last time I saw you to now? Would you attribute that more to your natural talent or to like the long game dedication, or like a little bit of both?
I would have to say it's neither. It's very fantastic pussy. No, I'm just fucking around. No,
Wait, what?
No, pussy will give you the confidence but no, I think that it was. What were the two choices again? My talent.
Okay, so like, sometimes not really the drive, but like the dedication. So there's some people like argue about this. They're like, you can't make it unless you have the talent, and some people are like, you don't even need to be that talented. You just need to be hardworking. So for you personally, do you feel like I'm talented, so eventually it was just luck and someone saw my talent and it grew from there? Or do you think like, no man, I put in the fucking hours? Like, which one do you think is more true?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think that I've hit the point, because they say what? They say you're not necessarily a professional in something. Not to say that you said I was a professional.
The
but
10,000 hours. Yeah.
I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
But I do feel like it is a mixture of both.
You have the natural talent.
What do they say is like luck is preparation.
There's a quote. I know exactly what you're talking about. Luck isn't just luck. Luck is all those factors combined.
So it's like I genuinely believe in the giving and receiving of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like, even though there might be a dude out there who's been doing it since 2019, who has been performing every fucking night.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the COVID shit, but you know, I can't perform every night, but I do believe that whatever force is running this whole thing, you know, whether it be God or whether it just be the universe, and you know, motherfuckers have the Big Bang Theory, all that shit. There's something managing life, and whatever that is understands that even though I can't, my love for this shit, I wish I could. And even those nights when I can't go out and do a mic or some shit like that, I'm at the crib and funny shit just comes to me as if I was working out at a mic, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I think that it's literally just, I lost my inhibitions of like being scared to talk to people. Not scared, but like I was a real, not introverted, but like.
That's really funny you're saying that. This is actually my next question for you. So like I'm going to kind of like guide you to this too, what you're basically saying. My next question for you is like, you have blind confidence on stage. And I actually wanted to know, is that something you've always had, or is it something you developed?
Well, so here's the thing. Yeah. On stage, I've never necessarily been shy. When I talk about talking to people, I'm talking about just regular. I think that I started once.
Do you wear those glasses on stage too? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's what gives him the confidence.
But last time we talked, I wasn't. This was just something that I started to do, I think. When the fuck did I? What I used to do was, I used to open up with the joke that you said you remembered from the Stress Factory. And because of the somberness of that joke, my glasses would be an act.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, man, I just got some fucked up news, blah, 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 blah. And then after that joke, I would take the glasses off and then go into my shit.
Okay.
But then now it's just kind of like I'm one of them people that's like, all right, what is nobody else doing? I rarely see comedians on stage wearing sunglasses. So it's like, all right, fuck it. You know, this will be part of my, you know, I got the fucking cup. I got the,
you do the cup on stage too?
Yeah.
Show everybody the cup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was actually a gift. I'm not a narcissist. This was a gift.
What does it say on it?
It says my name.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Just got yourself a gift with your name.
It's a gift that from a woman that I feel like is, and now here's the funny part. Me and her don't even talk no more. But while we were, I think she got me this shit because she's trying to like subliminally like write herself into my bio, like my life story. Because if I get known,
so when a woman gets you a gift, you don't just accept the gift. You think like, what's her plan behind it?
Yeah, because if I get known for the comedian dude with the chalice, I have to say where I got it from. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm a decent
I gotta talk to
being.
this woman. She's got. Yeah. I gotta learn. Yeah. I gotta learn.
I'm actually about to hit her because she gave it to me almost a year. I think it'll be a year in June or July.
Yeah.
So I've been using this for a year. So I'm gonna talk to her and see where she got it from, and I'm gonna get another one just because I don't want to use. It's a new. I've used it for a year. Fuck it. But yeah, like this whole like persona thing. I'm like, all right, well, what? Because I am funny. I have the material. So, all right, how can I stand out even more? Because every comedian who deserves whatever people say they deserve is funny and has the material. But how can I walk in a room
and stand out
and people be like, what the fuck is up with this nigga? And that's literally what happens, man. There's so many times I get off stage.
But how do you, like that I get, but I think a lot of people don't, and myself included, don't understand how you get that confidence to just like not, like the inhibition, like you said, you lost your inhibition. How do you do you ever have social anxiety, like ever? Because
I'm gonna tell you,
like I'm very like when I'm on stage, I feel like I have good ideas, but what holds me back is that lack inhibition. I have the inhibition where I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna look stupid if I try to take this risk? Am I gonna make a fool of myself? Like, how do you get rid of that? Lots of drugs? Like, what do you alcohol?
Nah, because I've been drinking since I was 19, but I didn't get into this stage of just being open until I think I started right before I started. Because I've always been comfortable on stage.
Yeah.
Like, there's something in my mind that, like, even when I was a kid, if I'm on stage, you know what I'm saying? I told you last, like, you know, not the second podcast, but the first one that me and my cousins had like a little rap group and shit. When I'm in front of people and I know it's my time to be a quote unquote star.
Yeah.
It's something that clicks in my head that's just like, all right, fuck it, here we go. But I'm talking about what helped me even more in my comedy was when I was able to break that wall down without being on stage.
Yeah.
Regular, casual. I'd be in bars with bitches I hate to always bring it back to, but no, I'd be in bars with my homeboys and shit, and they'll be like somebody that's looking at me from across and I wouldn't say shit. I would look at them and act like I didn't see them, and then just, because it's just like, I never felt like, I don't feel like, I think up until maybe a few years ago, I was genuinely like, I don't want to put myself on the line for rejection.
Yeah.
But then once I kind of broke down that barrier and I felt and I figured out how to talk to people in real time, like that same girl who I wouldn't want to say nothing to because even though she's looking at me, I'm like, nah, but what if she ain't with it? Now if I go up to her and there's a certain way of conversing that I use, that actually helped me on stage because it's like, that's real time. You know what I'm saying? So now if I go on stage with that same energy, even though you said that I never really looked like I was nervous, there's still always that thought in the back of your mind, like, yo, what if they don't laugh at this shit? But I've always actually been rebellious, so it's like, well, fuck it. If they don't laugh, they don't laugh. And that's what would push me to be like, fuck it, say it anyway. But now it's like, you know, the confidence of just being like, man, look, I know, even on shows where it's like, let's just say it's not even like an actual show, it's an open mic. Nobody's there to specifically see anybody unless they come with you or you tell them to come.
Yeah.
An open mic is just literally a workout room.
Yeah.
But it's still like, man, I'll be like, man, fuck that. In my head, I'll be like, these motherfuckers came to see me. And even though that may not be true on the surface, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that like you said, like the whole Instagram thing, like the social media shit, there's a lot of motherfuckers that I've connected with in person and then they follow me on social media because of some shit I did at an open mic.
Yeah.
Because I say in my head, man, all these motherfuckers can't, this is my show. You know what I'm saying? I ain't being disrespectful to everybody else, but that's just my way, that's my mentality of going at it because in my mind
so you're basically saying, like, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're basically saying it's not that those fears aren't there, it's just that you've kind of like in a way reprogrammed the way you think about it, which is actually pretty incredible.
It's like, yo, what are you scared of? You the headliner at an open mic. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to think about, but like, nigga, what are you scared of? You know, and like I said, it's like I said before, I started off in rap. So it's like every rapper wants to be the best rapper.
Yeah.
It don't mean that I want you to be the worst rapper. It just means, motherfucker, I want to be the one. That's just it. You know.
I feel like in my head, like in my little, because we all, I feel like daydreaming is how this starts. Like before you became a comedian or whatever, you probably in your head was like, man, like kind of mentally visioning what would it be like to like kill it on stage and stuff like that. I have those daydreams in my head where I'm like fucking totally loose on stage, but when I get up there I have this like fear of like, who the fuck do I think I am, like you know what I mean, like I have it like
yo, I have that same, that this was crazy and this might take the conversation somewhere else. I have that same,
back to depression, no, just kidding.
Not necessarily, but maybe I have that same thought when it's time for me to get emotional. All right, so in February, right, my nana died. Rest in peace, Rose. She, like, I felt like it was of course, like I felt the emotion. And it got to a point where I couldn't hold it in no more. But I was holding it in because I'm like, man, what the fuck, in my head, fuck you crying for, nigga? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have those second guessing thoughts about that natural shit that's supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. So that's like where you feel with like the spotlight, and it's like, yo, who the fuck do I think I
feel
am?
that like when I have this like doubt in my head that I'm just like in my fantasy world and in my imagination, I'm like the shit on stage. And when I actually get up there, you know, I have okay material, like I have good ideas, but like I don't have that.
Even
like
what you just said, you played yourself short.
I said I have okay.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know what it is, but like and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. This is why I'm bringing it up. Like a lot of young comics probably can relate to this. Like I feel like, how does somebody just go out there and be like, yo, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, it's crazy. I don't know.
How long have you been? All right. So me, right? I've been, and I talked about this before on the first episode.
Yeah.
But since a child, in some type of way, I've been the center of attention when it counts.
Okay.
Like even when it's just there's no stage, there's nothing, but there's the school dance. I was the dancing motherfucker. I was the dude that was in the middle of the circle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm kind of just as a, you know, once I started comedy at 28.
Yeah.
But being in an environment full of people and you being the center of attention for damn near all your life,
it kind of was more natural.
By the time it's time for me to start comedy, it's like
it's comfortable with you.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like I don't know how long you've been performing in general, not comedy, but like.
So when I first started piano, like performing piano, I was a musician before a comedian. When I very first started performing piano, it took me about a good 5 or 6 years to get over incredible stage fright. So I went to school for piano, and we would have to do these like performances in front of like a large group of people and stuff in the audience, and I would like physically tremble, like my hands would shake when I was on stage playing piano, and I would leave and like
hands would shake while you're playing piano.
Yeah, and like sometimes I couldn't even finish a song.
Holy shit.
So I would and I would go home and I would cry and I would freak out. But it took me about 5 years to get over that. And like I'm not saying this to brag, like, or whatever. Like that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is like I came from that to this. I've had people like reach out to me like later when I finally got over the confidence thing or the stage fright thing, and they're like, I've had people tell me like, your performance you did of that piece, that was one of the best I've ever seen. Like you have like your stage presence and your passion behind your, you know, piano performances is really there. And I'm just like so I feel like I don't think comedy like I'm gonna be the best, like whatever, but I do feel like I have something there. But I'm going through the same process right now with comedy, where I have like, not that I'm like trembling on stage. I feel like podcasting helps me get over those fears, but I'm just what I am naturally is very passionate about music and passionate about the arts in general, and I'm very passionate about stand-up comedy, but I'm not necessarily like naturally a center of the attention,
you know what,
type of person. Like I love the craft, I don't necessarily love being the center of attention.
It could also be wait, I got a question. So when you and your boyfriend y'all do that piano drum shit, that's the drum set, or is that the drum set?
That's his drum set.
That's his drum set?
Yeah.
Oh man, so y'all just be
we're across from each other. Yeah.
Oh shit. Does that turn y'all? Do y'all fuck after them or?